Jace Denman for Flag Family Meet. I'm here with MSUM Dragon head football coach Steve Laqua. Coach, a tough game on Thursday last week, but it was week one of the season. There's a lot of season left. You can't get too panicked about anything. But obviously there's a few plays here that really swung the tide in Wayne State's favor. What are your overall takeaways from the game?
Well, exactly kind of you said. When we had our team meeting, I said, hey, the sky's not falling. Certainly the game did not go how we wanted, how we envisioned, how anyone thought it would go, but that's how it went. And so we need to pick ourselves back up off the mat. We need to look at it for what it is. Where can we make corrections? Where did we not play well? Hey, we didn't make a lot of big plays, and give them credit, they did make some big plays. And I think we had an opportunity early. We did not capitalize on that. Defense, great. Football, 3 and out 3 times. Offense doesn't put any points on the board, doesn't really sustain anything. And I think we had a window of opportunity to overcome that disadvantage of them having a game in before us. We could have put that kind of neutralized right away. We didn't, and then ended up playing kind of chasing the game that got away from us slowly but surely as it went.
Cut the lead to 10 in the second half, and then it was kind of a big play here and a big play there that really ended up, affecting what the final score was really. But you were right there in that third quarter. You were making some strides. You had a couple of probably 2 out of 3 possessions. You scored touchdowns on it. Felt like the offense was starting to kind of click and find out what was working. Nice touchdown pass to obviously Finn Ridgway over the middle. You had a nice individual play after the catch by Brady Perryman. So those flashes are still there. It's just kind of cleaning up some things around the edges, I think, right?
Yep, consistently. I think we played a lot of good football in a lot of different areas, both offensively, defensively, and special teams. There's some guys that really stepped onto the stage and made a name for themselves, or at least were noticed with effort and execution in those areas. And so that part was good. Like I say, the variance of low plays versus high plays wasn't good. But overall, if you look at what the kind of the base level of football, it was at a high level. We just got to shrink down the variance and play consistently.
If you could name a couple players you thought maybe stood out or had some good debuts, obviously Serenius George, we thought had a very good game defensively. I thought Finn Ridgway, when we were a little bit more focused on the running game in the first half, he looked like he picked up right where he left off last season. Anybody else that we're kind of missing that really had some good opening nights and maybe didn't play a lot last year?
Well, I think those 2 guys did an excellent job. You look at Jack Bungarden, had a really, really good game, I think, started things off. I think, some of the unsung heroes, Denver Pichowski and in special teams was his effort and his intensity and his physicality was where it needed to be. And I think if we can continue to build on those things, there's guys that are doing a lot of great things in the roles that they have right now. And if we can just get them all to come together consistently, we can be in a good spot.
It doesn't get any easier this week. A ranked Minnesota Duluth team in Duluth. Tell me a little bit about Duluth.
Well, they've perennially been one of the top teams in the league right there. When we had the North and the South divisions, they seemed like they were a constant winner of that for 10, 12 straight years, whatever it might be. So they've got a great history. They've played really good football. They're off to a great start. But all that stuff still it's past stuff. And so just like our game last week doesn't affect this game, their past or whatever doesn't affect it. It's 2 teams that go out there and they got to prove it against each other. They're always physical. Offensively, they are dynamic. Their quarterback can run it and throw it. Creates a lot of challenges because of that. And so if you start loading the box to try and stop him running, all of a sudden he can hit you over the top. Very similar to last week. And so it's difficult defensively. They are aggressive. They come after you with a great pass rush. They get upfield. They do a great job with twists, and their defensive backs are really good in coverage. They're not going to give you a lot of space, and so you're going to have to work for everything you get on both sides of the ball. And special teams have been good for them. We've got to find a way to create some sort of edge in that area too.
So what is going to have to go the Dragons' way this Saturday if we want to come out of there with a win?
Well, I think anytime you're on the road, they're playing their home opener. There's going to be a lot of emotion around that game for them. We've got to have a good start, or at least have to be able to weather the storm that's going to come from that stadium, from that atmosphere, from that environment. And so that certainly is important. Special teams has to be a winning edge. Certainly cannot be anything that causes harm. Last week it causes harm. Kickoff return for a touchdown. That's a dagger that hurts. So we got to make sure we're neutral to better off of that. And then I'd say defensively, we've got to find a way to keep them off balance, right? Their quarterback not feeling comfortable when he is asked to pass, and also being able to rally up, and if they're going to run the football, making sure that we've got a physical presence that's kind of taken the toll over the course of the game. It's going to be a long game, and so any of those body shots, so to say, you're physical with them, is definitely going to help.
Obviously, as always in football, you want to limit the splash plays, but you want to have the splash plays on your side. Obviously, be sound in all three phases, control the line of scrimmage, etc. All the basics to really get a win is always.
You're ready to be a coach. You've got the coach speak interviews. There
I know, yeah. I've been around a few coaches, talked to them a few times, but obviously a lot of little things have to go your way. In general terms, in every game, but obviously got to clean up on some few things around the edges, like I said, and then be ready to go.
It's a really good football team, and we're going to have to play really good football. I think we're a really good football team. We did not play like a really good football team last week, and so credit to our guys. They were able to get up off the mat, leave that behind us. They're motivated, they're focused to have a great week. Now we just got to go out and do it, and it's not easy. You can talk about it, but we got to go into the Lions' Den. We got to figure out a way to come away with a win.
There you go. All right, Coach, best of luck this weekend in Duluth. We'll be there covering all the action. All right, so this is Jace Denman alongside head coach Steve Laqua for your Michigan Dragons. Talk to you soon.